Hey everyone, welcome back to CodeMaarg. In the previous videos, we had learned how to create tables, alter tables, drop and truncate tables. In this video, we will see how to insert, update and delete tables from the database. Let's get into our pgadmin 4. Okay, till now what we saw how to create tables, meaning we saw how to create this departments table, how to create these two columns, department ID and department name. Now what we'll see how to insert these data that are present here in the departments table or in the students table. We'll see how to insert data. Now let me insert the first data to the departments table. What are we doing? We are inserting. Into what? Into which table we are inserting? We are inserting it into departments table. Insert into departments. What are the columns that this department table has? It has department ID. It has department name. Insert into what? Insert into this departments table. What are the values that we are inserting? We are inserting ID, department ID to be 1. And what is the department that has an ID 1? It is computer science. So we'll insert this data first into the departments table. It says query returned successfully. Now let's insert the second data. Insert into departments of again department ID. We have again department name. Values. What is the second data that we have? We have to mechanical engineering. To be mechanical engineering. Let me run this and it says inserted successfully. So this is how you'll have to insert all the data to the table. Now it becomes a very tedious process for me to write insert statements for each and every record. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste the text here. I'll be sharing this, I'll be attaching this text document so that even you can just copy and paste, so you don't have to write the insert statement for each and every record. If you have understood how to write the insert statement, then that's more than enough. So I'm pasting this departments insert record. Now that we have already seen how we already inserted computer science and mechanical engineering, we can't insert it again. Let's see what error it gives, right? Let's see what error it gives first. Okay, it is saying unterminated quoted string or at near economics. There is something wrong related to unterminated quoted string. What is, okay, this should not be. Okay, now let's see. Again, let's run. It says duplicate key value violates unique key constraints department's primary key. We already know that department ID is the primary key and it cannot be repeated. It cannot, like, it is unique. So we already inserted a record having a department ID to be 1. We already inserted a record having the department ID to be 2. Now we are again trying to insert some record having the same 1 and 2 values. So primary key column. So department ID here is a primary key column. So we cannot insert the same value. Now if you just remove this, now the insert statement would be successful. It says query returned successfully. Now we have understood how insert statement works, right? Now how will we validate if what we have inserted is right or not? We should be able to see those, right? So how do we see? We have a command called as select. If you do it as select star, from which table? From departments table, you will see departments. You should see all the data that's present in departments table, meaning all the data that you inserted just now should be visible for you as a table when you do the select statement. What are you doing? You're selecting all the data. Star here means all the data that's present in some table. Which table? Departments table here. So select star from departments means selecting all the data that's present in departments table. Now let's run this. See, you get all the data here. You inserted all these data. Now you are getting all these data. So what you have inserted you have inserted it correctly. Now let's say I want to select only department ID. I don't want department name at all. So at those cases, what are you going to do? You'll just do select department ID from departments. What you'll do? here instead of star. Star means you want to get all the data, all the rows, all the columns that's present in departments table. Now what you're doing here, you are filtering it with department ID. When you do select department ID from departments, you will get just the department ID column. If you give star here, you will get all the columns. If you do specific column here, you will get only that specific column. Let's say I just want department name. I'll do select department name from departments. Now I'll be getting only department name column. So here what you'll have to do, you will have to specify the columns that you want to fetch. Now let's go to this again and let me just scroll down. Let's see the syntax. So how did we insert a table? Syntax for inserting a table is insert into table name, column 1, column 2 that we have. Insert into departments was the table name, so insert into departments. What were the two columns? We had department ID, department name. Values, what is the value that we have? We inserted 1, department ID, computer science as the department name. So insert into table name, column 1, column 2 values and the data that each column will give us. This is how we'll be inserting table. Next thing is, how did we select? Syntax for selecting a table. If you do select star from table name, what you will get? You will get all the columns that's present in the table, all the column data that is present in the table. If you, instead of doing star, if you specify column name 1 or column name 2, instead of column name 1, I'll just give it as column 1, column 2. You'll get the data of just column 1 and column 2 from a specific table. In our example, it was departments table. So this is how you will insert a record and select a record from the table. Let's see another thing. Here, how did we insert? We inserted using all these statements. If you have the data in the Excel sheet format or something of a very like Excel table format, then what you can also do is, here if you just click on the departments, if you right click, you can see something called as import or export data. If you click on the import or export data, here you will see something called as path for this, and when you see path and when you click on OK, the complete table data will be inserted. You don't have to write specific queries to insert records inside a table. Here I don't have I don't have the data in the Excel format, so it is not exporting. But if you in case have that in the Excel format, then you can just select a table, which table you are inserting, right click on it, import or export, and then again you will see the file name where you can export file path, and then click on OK. That is how we can import the data. Okay, now what we have done, we have inserted all the records into the departments table. Similarly, we will insert all the records to all the other tables that we have here. We have courses, departments, enrollments, payments, and students. We'll insert all the records one by one. Let's see the students table. As I said, I'll be attaching this text edit file so that even you can just copy paste it. Let me just run this query. Insert into students, we have student ID, student name, email, join date and department ID, and here are the values that we have. This is just the data. So let me run this query. It says insert 50, we have 50 rows inserted. Now let's see if the insert statement, like this itself says that the insert statement was successful. To just view the data, I will do select star from what, which table? Students table. Select star from students table to see all the data that we have. We got all the student ID, student name, join date, department ID and email. Here it is saying PK. PK means what? PK means primary key. PK means primary key. Now let's say I just want student ID and student name. I don't want join date. I don't want department ID, nor I want email. So I just want these two columns. How will I do it? Select student ID, comma, student name. From where? From which table? From students table. Select student ID, student name from students table. Now we have all the records but just these two columns. So this is how we will insert and select. Now we have got the students table. Let me just again copy paste the courses table. We have 12 different courses. Let me paste it here to insert data into the courses table. Let me run this. Again it says inserted successfully. I will do select star from courses. To view this, let me view all the courses that we inserted. We inserted course ID, course name, department ID, and it is also saying that department ID here is the primary key, PK it is saying. So everything is all good till now. Let's insert the next table. What is the next table that we have? We have faculty table. We have faculty table. Let's insert faculty table here. Let me just run this query quick. Inserted successfully. Let's see how the faculty table looks in the output. Select start from faculty. Select start from faculty. Now let's again quickly insert all the data that's present in enrollments table. All the data that is present in enrollments table. Let me insert it and let me just run this query. 52 rows inserted successfully. Now let's view enrollments table. Let's view enrollments table. We got all the 52 rows. We have got all the 52 rows. Here it is saying student ID, course ID, and enroll date. All these data is something that we inserted. Now let's insert the last set of table, which is payments table. Let me copy and paste it here. Let me run this insert query. It says 49 records inserted successfully. Again, let me do select start from payments. Now we got all the data. Here again it is saying payment ID to be the primary key, which is appropriate. You don't have to worry that we copy pasted all these things, because we have to copy paste, because it is a very tedious process to insert. Like, let's say we did it for departments, right? We wrote 2 insert statements. Now we will have to write 7 insert statements to just insert this departments table. Imagine if students table, if we have to write 50 different statements to just insert the data inside students table. So it is completely fine if you also just copy the thing and paste it. I'm gonna attach the text edit file in the description. So just run this. If you know how to insert a record, then that's fine. How are we inserting a record? Insert into table name, column 1, column 2, values, its respective values. You'll have to add it over here in the braces. So that is how you'll be inserting a table. Now we have inserted what we did. We have inserted data into all the tables. Till now, we have seen how to insert data into the table. We have also seen how to select data from the table. Now let's see how to update the data that's already present in the table. Now first let's see the data that's present in, say, students table. Let's say what are the data that we have in students table. We have these data, right? Now let me say I will have to update this student name here. I will have to update name from Arav to Aditya. Let's say I'll have to update this name that we have here as Arav to Aditya. How can I update this? I will have to write an update query. Update, which table am I updating? I am updating students table. What am I update? I will be setting this particular column is something that I am updating to. So update student, set student name is equal to, what am I updating it to? Aditya. So how will I know which row here should be updated? If I just write update student, set student name as Aditya, which row will it get updated? This statement doesn't make sense, right? We should be specifying something where this query has to know which row it has to be updated. So which is the column here that uniquely identify itself amongst the rest of the columns, rest of the rows that are present? It is student ID. So using this student ID, if I write it as where student ID is equal to 1, then this query will know which row to update. So which is the row that has student ID as 1? It is this row. So this query will update Arav to be Aditya. If I don't write, or if I write something here as student, let's say join date as 2020. Okay, now let's say I have written something as join date is equal to 2022-07 01. Now we have many columns here. Even this is 1st July, even this is 1st July, 1st July, 1st July, 1st July. We have 5 different rows here which exactly has the same date. Now how will this query know? How will it know to update Arav to Aditya? It doesn't know, right? So we will have to specify something which is just unique to Arav and not present in any other rows, which is the data that is something that is just unique to Arav. It is student ID. So Arav is the only person here who has a student ID 1. So that is how this query will update Arav to be Aditya. Let's see. Updated successfully. Now again let me see the students data. Now it says where is Arav? Okay, now here student ID 1. The name here is updated to Aditya. Again all the other things remain same. I don't want Aditya now. This is just for the example sake. Let me just bring back Arav for my data base. I'll update again. Let's just see the table again. 1 Arav at gmail.com, everything remains same. So this is how, now we have seen how to update data inside the table. Now let's see how to delete data from the table. Now let me just do select star from payments to just view the data. Now let's say I'll have to delete this last row that's present in the table. How will I delete this last row? We will have to give something called as delete. What are we doing? We are deleting. Delete from students where payment ID is equal to, which row are we deleting? We are deleting this particular row. So payment ID is what? Payment ID is 49. Payment ID is 49. Instead of giving payment ID, say let me, if I give payment date, if I give it as payment date 2022/7/26, then there will be multiple rows that have the same data and we will not be ending up just deleting this row, right? So for that we will have to give something unique that is specific to that particular row and is not in common with any other row. So payment ID is equal to 49 is something that is unique, which is a primary key column. So that is how I am giving delete from students where payment ID is equal to 49. Payment ID does not exist where payment ID is equal to 49. What is it saying? Payment ID doesn't exist. Let me see. It is payment ID. Payment ID. It is right. Let me just view the payments table again. We have payment ID. We have 49. Payment ID to be 49. Oh, we are deleting from students. We should be deleting from payments table. Delete from payments where payment ID is 49. Deleted. Now if you just again select the star from payments, here 49 payment ID is gone. Let me just insert that again. How will we insert? Insert into payments. What are the column that it has? It has payment ID. We have student ID there. We have amount. We have payment date. What are the values that it had? 49. Let me just copy this. This is something that we had, right? So paste here. Again, let me run this. Inserted successfully. Again, if you view the select star from payments, you will have to see that 49 payment ID that's been made. So what and all we saw now? We saw how to update, how to delete. So what is the syntax for updating a table? Update table name, set column name to value, have a where condition to specify the query of which particular row are you going to update. So this is how you'll be updating. How will you delete? Delete from table name where condition. Which particular row are you going to delete? That is something you'll have to specify in this where condition. So delete from table name that where condition. So what are the 4 things that we saw? We saw how to insert, syntax for insert data into a table. Let me make this syntax for inserting data into a table, syntax for selecting a table. We saw how to updating a record in a table. We saw syntax for deleting a record in a table. inserting data, syntax for selecting data, data from a table, updating and deleting. We saw all these 4 commands. So what do we call all these 4 commands as? We call that to be DML. What is DML? What is DML? It is data manipulation language. It is data manipulation language. What did we see here? We saw what is data definition language, DDL commands. Here we are seeing DML commands. So what are the DML commands that we have? It is insert, select, update and delete. So what is this DML commands? Let's see. What are these DML commands? So these are the commands used to retrieve and modify the data stored inside the table. Okay. Let me just bring this a little up. So what are DML commands? DML commands are data manipulation language commands. So what does these commands do? These are the commands that are used to retrieve and modify the data that are stored inside the table. So this is inserting data into the table, selecting data. Selecting and retrieving both means the same. Updating means modifying. So deleting, inserting. So these are the commands that are used to retrieve and modify the data that's stored inside the table. So these are the set of DML commands that we have. We saw what are DDL commands. We also saw what are DML commands. So till now we have understood about DML commands. We completely understood how to insert, select, update and delete records from our database. In the next video, we will see what are DCL commands, what is grant and revoke. If you understood what's in this video, like, share and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to click on the bell icon to receive notifications. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Bye bye. Never stop learning, guys. We will catch up in the next one.